Nancy Kissinger, the philanthropist, foreign policy specialist, and widow of former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, died on Thursday at her home in South Kent, Connecticut, at the age of 92. Her death was confirmed by her family, closing yet another chapter in life that spanned nearly a century at the crossroads of American politics, diplomacy, and philanthropy. The Daily Beast Just the News. Nancy Sharon Kissinger was born Nancy Sher Imagines on April 13, 1934, in New York City, and was raised in White Plains, New York. She built an accomplished career of her own long before she became known publicly as Henry Kissinger's wife. She worked as an aide to New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller and later served as Kissinger's researcher while he taught at Harvard University. She went on to become a foreign policy specialist for Rockefeller's Commission on Critical Choices for Americans, a role that reflected her own deep expertise in international affairs, an expertise that existed independently of and long before her marriage. Wikipedia +3. Nancy and Henry Kissinger married on March 30th, 1974, in Arlington, Virginia, at a time when Henry Kissinger was serving as Secretary of State in the Nixon administration. It was Nelson Rockefeller who had originally introduced the couple at Harvard, setting in motion a partnership that would last nearly 50 years. Mats of Just the News. Throughout the following decades, Nancy Kissinger frequently stood alongside her husband at diplomatic meetings, state functions, and international gatherings, becoming a recognizable presence in Washington's diplomatic circles. Standing 6 feet tall, she had a distinctive presence, though she generally chose to avoid the kind of independent celebrity that surrounded her husband, maintaining a more reserved public profile. After Henry Kissinger stepped down as Secretary of State in 1977, the couple remained fixtures at Washington state dinners, MC parties, and Republican White House receptions for years afterward. Matza +3. Friends and public figures have already begun paying tribute to her legacy. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg described her as a powerhouse of ideas and insights that she put to work throughout her life in government and philanthropy, calling her Henry's most valued and trusted advisor, and praising her as someone whose wisdom matched her discretion. Just the News. The couple's marriage lasted nearly half a century, until Henry Kissinger's death at their home in Kent, Connecticut on November 29, 2023, at the age of 100. His passing drew condolences from world leaders around the globe, many of whom extended their sympathies directly to Nancy. Russian President Vladimir Putin sent a message describing Henry Kissinger as a wise and far-sighted statesman, while China's ambassador to the United States, Xie Feng, offered condolences to Nancy and the Kissinger family, calling Henry's death a significant loss for both nations. Matsev. Nancy Kissinger's own death now comes nearly 3 years after her husband's passing in 2023. Just the New. She is survived by her 2 stepchildren, stepdaughter Elizabeth Kissinger and stepson David Kissinger, along with 5 step-grandchildren. While Henry Kissinger remained a more prominent public figure throughout their marriage, Nancy Kissinger's own background in foreign affairs and her years within the Rockefeller political orbit gave her a rare and genuine familiarity with the world of international diplomacy, a familiarity that shaped not just her husband's career, but the broader Washington political landscape she moved through for decades. Just a News Matsev. Nancy Kissinger's story is, in many ways, one of quiet but profound influence. She was never simply the wife of a famous statesman. She was a policy specialist, a researcher, and a trusted advisor in her own right, whose insight helped shape decisions at the highest levels of American diplomacy. Her passing marks the end of an era that connected the Nixon and Ford administrations to the present day, and closes a story of partnership that shaped decades of American foreign policy. Rest in peace, Nancy Kissinger, 1934 to 2026.